a little lesson in expressive dance. So you're moving about, you're doing a pattern, you're doing a dance, you're listening to music, you're expressing the music. So I want you to go and get to a pose, a stop, a place in the music where you don't move, you stopped. And in that position, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to imagine right where you are, probably in your head, some big bright object like a glowing piece of gold coin or a firecracker just continually exploding right there in your head. Make it blue, green, yellow, orange, whatever. So put that object, create it in your head as you're standing there, right? Now, you got it there, right? Now, I want you to take that object and put it up on the ceiling, over there. And I want you to put your arm out and I want you to point at it, all right? Now, memorize this position that you're in with your arm pointed up at that glowing golden object over there on the ceiling. And I want you to move your head and look at it. Now, that's a position. Right? Now move on with the dance, do something else, and I want you to come back to that position. I want you to hit it. And I want you to hit it, point, and have that object be up there. Right? Now get the idea of doing that continuously throughout your dance with different objects, different ideas, different gesticulations, different pointings. Put it down on the floor and look at it. Look at it with happiness, derision, whatever, all kinds of different things, but I want you to put things out in the environment. When you dance, your dancing is not just in your body. Your dance is in the room. You fill the room with these objects and you put thoughts, emotions, feelings, attitudes on these objects. You create these things in the room. The dance is an exposition of your interpretation of life, of living, of interacting with life. And you're putting these things all over the place. We're moving dance up to a different level. I'm sorry, that's where it's got to go. Staying inside of your head and doing patterns is getting really, really dull. And there's so many places you can go with dance. And this is how you start getting to some of those places. Now I want to move on a bit. You do the music. That's one of the things you can do. Whatever the emotion, the feeling, the attitude is in the music, one can dramatize it, display it, act it. You can be the music, and doesn't have to be you. And that's one thing you can do with putting these objects out and around. They don't have to be objects. They can be feelings. They can be whatever the music is saying. And then you can have an acceptance or denial or anything in between for those attitudes, etc., that you're putting out there. It's interplay, it's living, it's life, it's what would happen if you were having a good, active conversation with another person on this whole subject. So it's a position, what do you call it? It's putting these things out there. It's a play, it's expression. Now you don't have to do it so that people think you're great, but generally it's fun to do it just to express. Just to play. Doesn't have to mean anything. It only means what it is. It's just expression. And we do it because it's fun and for no other reason. Of course, I guess you can do it for other reasons too. But I have found it most fun just to do it just for fun. Now, it can be a gradient step to, instead of filling the room with this panoply, this great show that you're putting out, is to just do it in your body. Is to do it with your arms, your expression, your whole movement, and express these things, these attitudes, emotions, feelings toward or against whatever in your body, just with physical expression. So you want to move it up. You want to be the music. Well, maybe you don't want to be the music, but if you want to dance, if you want to express, then start putting these ideas into the show, into the body, into the feeling. Express it. It can be something you want to have. It can be something you don't want to have. And it can be anything in between. Don't be afraid to show. Be, express. Art is fun for the artist just to express and put it out. Judgment, on the other hand, is not in the realm of the dancer, the artist. Judgment only belongs to the viewer, if there are any viewers. And that's a whole different world. It really has no connection and nothing to do with expression, with art, with putting things out there. If you want to bring those two things together, then you've got argument, you've got conversation, you've got a whole different thing. The whole idea of art is just creation, is just putting things out there without any reason, just expression. Everything that comes after, all this judgment, criticism, applause, that's a whole different area. That's bringing art down to mundanity, down to the level of the dirt of earth, of argument. So they're two different things. You can have both, but they do not connect. An artist doesn't give a damn about judgment of his art. That's wholly in the whole realm of judges. They have nothing else to do but find things to judge. Let it be. And don't deride and bring yourself down and tell yourself or agree with others people's criticism. When you do, look at what it produces. It affects your creativity, and generally in a negative manner. So if that's what you get by engaging in involving yourself with criticism, then just be aware that you're destroying your creative ability by doing so. No. Let them have their viewpoint, let them have their fun, and let it roll off your back like water off a duck's back. It doesn't apply to you. It applies to their idea of something. It does not apply to you. You are a creative source, and that's all.